everybody, and welcome back to Dungeons and Drams. Wow, I don't know what my tongue just did there, but it was just blah, blah, blah. Hi, everybody. It's been a little bit, so happy to be back here, happy to be playing. Unfortunately, we will be sans Ed tonight, but that's okay, because we're going to be having a good time either way. So, as always, my wonderful guests are here. We have Adriana, we have Molly, and we have Clifton. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Jason will also be joining us in just a moment. He's racing home from dinner because, you know, that guy's ruling the world. He's probably picking 17 barrels today, so he's got stuff to do. So, but hey, everybody in the chat. Nice to see you all. We have a few things to talk about while we're kind of waiting for Jason, and then we'll get into the game. So, first things first, Clifton, I believe you had something that you would like to bring up.
Oh, yeah. So just have a fun stream planned this week. I'm trying to bring on as many guests as possible in the new year, kind of one of my resolutions. So I have the master distiller from Hard Truth, which is a distillery out of Indiana. Not that distillery out of Indiana, but another distillery out of Indiana. And yeah, they have a new Master's Distillers Reserve collection. There's 3 different rye whiskeys. They're all different styles of malt. There's like a chocolate malt, a caramel malt. So we're going to try them all. We're going to have the Master Distiller on. So if y'all are interested in, if you've ever wanted to ask a Master Distiller, whatever questions you want to ask him, please join me. It'd be awesome if some of you guys could turn out and come in with your questions, because it's always fun to have guests on. It's even more fun when you guys are there to help ask questions. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's this Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern on Bourbon Bytes.
Sure. I threw the bottle on the stream. I totally recognize that bottle. I've seen it recently, probably from you.
Yeah, well, I did their regular sweet mash I actually reviewed on my podcast. And for a craft rye whiskey coming out of Indiana, it's really good. I really love it. So this is like their new like experimental line. So I'm excited to try it. I haven't tried it yet.
Cool.
I feel like they need to do a special release that's called like Not That Indiana.
That's what I always by that. I'm always like, when I say
That's
Indiana rye whiskey, like, oh great, fun.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, another one. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
I've heard a
that's
few
clever
people
idea.
talk about Hard Truth, and like every single time they're like, they're a new distillery in Indiana, not that Indiana.
Right.
So actually, Molly, I'm gonna interrupt your sipping of your tea right now. So it's been a long time since we've talked anything about your blog at all. Are you planning anything cool upcoming in the next month or so? I read your post from this morning, actually.
Yeah, honestly, my non-New Year's resolution is just to continue what I've been doing, which is a couple blog posts per week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm toying with the idea of maybe playing with the TikTok, but that was something I did professionally in the last year, and I can say that is a very hard platform to get into. I have so much respect for content creators, all you YouTubers with channels. Like, there's a lot of time and energy that goes into this stuff, and I don't know if I can do it.
Sure. Yeah, you don't have to respect
though.
the TikTokers, though. They're not that impressive. So.
Hey, come on now. No.
Clifton, I've seen you trying to trying to catch cookies or whatever the hell you were doing. I don't know.
Well, TikTok, it's like you put a lot of effort into it. It can either do really well or do really bad. So it's like you never know. It's a gamble.
It does seem to have absolutely no rhyme or reason, actually. So I put up the you guys probably all saw the short I did where Adriana and Jason were singing. I put it up on YouTube. I also put it up on TikTok, and for whatever reason, it got like 4 views. Where normally when I put things up on TikTok on the Dungeons and Drams thing, they do at least 2, 3, 500. So it got 6, and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" So yesterday I deleted it and I re-uploaded it, and within an hour it had 800 views. I'm like, "Why does that have? What the hell? It makes no sense." Yeah. So yeah, very strange platform.
It really is. So that's why I might be sticking with writing for a while.
Well, you're good at it, so I think it's a good thing for you. But I could, you've been doing it for a long time too. I'm surprised that you've stuck with it. Just,
I know blogging is such an early 2000s thing, I feel. So sometimes I'm like, am I stuck in the Stone Age? Maybe, but it's okay.
Yeah, as long as you're enjoying it. On Adriana, do you have anything that you'd like to announce? Otherwise, I'll jump into my thing.
Just that I recently released a Christmas Hallmark parody video.
You sure did.
And people should check it out.
It's amazing.
It's fun. So I will be filming some reviews. So it's been like avalanche risk really high lately here. So, but it's starting to go down. This is like the first time I've seen green on like the avalanche risk in a while. So I'm hoping to get some new reviews out soon. But I didn't want to die in an avalanche for it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That is not a thing I have to worry about here in Massachusetts.
nor in Southern California.
Although
Whiskey Worth Dying For is a pretty good title.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, right?
There you go.
Risking an avalanche for that.
Just a quick announcement for my channel, The Whiskey Dictionary. So just today, I announced the start of the 2023 Whiskey Challenge. So anybody who's interested in that, the whole idea is to try whiskeys that you've never had before. You do a little submission, and at the end of the year, we do a prize giveaway. So it's fun. People seem to have a whole lot of fun doing it, and it gets you out of your comfort zone of just buying another bourbon. So, yeah, all right. If we're good, actually, I'm just one more thing, only because I am trying to give Jason just a couple more minutes, but I do want to take one more second and just thank our existing patrons. So Mike Cullerton, Adriana, EJ, James, Steve A, Tony Two Toes, and Gavin. So thank you guys all for being patrons and helping to support the channel. I know I haven't done a whole lot of posts in the last couple of weeks. It's just holidays, but I'll get back onto my basically once a week thing again, probably starting this week. So
awesome. Thank you all. And do we want to talk about what we're drinking? If we need to fill more time,
sure.
I thought we haven't talked about that.
Actually, I'd like the chat to pick something for me to drink.
Ooh.
If there's anything here that I know you probably can't see it very well, but if there's anything that you'd like me to drink, then throw it out there.
That's a dangerous ass bill, but
I know.
I'll let it happen for you.
I'll crank that light so you can see a little better. But.
I was gonna say, should you solo yourself or something to help?
Oh, that's a good idea,
be able
actually.
to see it?
Let's see. Do I have? I think I still have that. Yes, I do. Hey, there we go. All right, so still not very great. I'm just gonna go back to the other one. Let's see. Oh, that's the old screen. There we go. Nope, that's.
We're all whiskey experts. We can see bottles.
I was gonna say you guys could probably tell by the color of the cork. So.
I'm looking at the little screen. I can still see the bottle, so I think I'm okay.
There you go. So what are you drinking, Clifton?
So I went to a small liquor store recently. Actually, it was yesterday, and they had a bunch of old Bourbon County Stout from Goose Island, and I found this one from 2018. It is it's hard to see. It is a stout aged in bourbon barrels with orange peels and cocoa nibs. So it's really interesting. It's the oldest one I've tried from them. It's a little funky, but I kind of like it. I wish there was a little bit more going on, but it probably tasted a lot better 5 years ago. So, but yeah, this is what I'm enjoying right now.
That light is killing
That
me.
sounds cool.
So, how about you, Adriana? What are you drinking?
So, I'm trying to kill some samples basically, and I'll be totally honest. I have some Knob Creek poured.
That's what I'm leaning
But I
towards at
also
the moment. Just to
accompany
you well.
The Knob Creek I have poured is a sample from somebody, but then I just poured a sample of the Foursquare Indelible Barbados rum.
Ooh, I have that bottle.
Yeah, I haven't had the Indelible, but I've tried a few different ones before. But I haven't
I'm gonna grab my bottle just so I can join you on that.
Yeah, we could have this one together. That'd be cool.
So actually, EJ,
I love Foursquare rum.
EJ suggested the writer's tears, so I'm gonna.
There you go.
I might go to the Knob Creek after, but he's one of our patrons. I'm gonna drink whatever he says.
Yeah.
So.
That sounds fair.
Cool.
Just that one.
Yeah, I fallen in love with Foursquare rum.
Yeah.
I really need to try that. I still have yet to even try it. Yeah.
I don't have all my settings turned on. Hold on. Now, here we go. Take 3.
There you go.
So this is the info from that one.
Boom.
Indelible. Yeah.
Yeah, 11-year pot and column rum, matured in ex-bourbon and ex-Zinfandel cask, which is kind of an unusual combo, I feel like.
Yeah,
the
for
Zinfandel.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect timing. Jason just showed up. Hey, Jason. Thanks for rushing home. Appreciate it.
Success. We did it.
Yeah, everyone wanted to stay and have dessert, apparently. So
yeah, it happens. So
everybody gave up on their New Year's resolutions real fast. Huh?
Yeah, I know, right? 9 days in. Yes, I will have the tiramisu.
I actually did not eat dessert. I'm trying to be good. So.
Oh, good for you.
I had enough when I was in Wisconsin for New Year's. I had enough friggin' meat sticks and cheese curds. I'm done.
What are you drinking tonight, Jason? Do you know yet?
Actually, I pulled out a Lucky 7 store pick, 14-year proprietor. So.
Ooh.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
Those are good.
Well, you have kind of perfect timing, Jason. We're just about to get into it, so I think we will do that. So let me switch over here real quick and make sure that everything is good for our foundry. We're going to do a quick little refresh of that, and looking good. I need to make that interact. There we go. All right. While that is loading, I will read this. All right, so it's been a little bit since we've been here, so hopefully you guys were able to check out the recap. If you weren't, that's fine. I will let you know what happened. So, in the last episode, you guys were all in the jungle nest of the Mistscales, which is a group of lizard folk who had recently overtaken the Temple of Alcarn and drove out the inhabiting jungle gnomes. A band of gnolls led by Ripper, a particularly vile creature, had been hunting both the Mistscales and your companion, Mixweta. The camp fell under attack and was swarmed from all sides by gnolls, hyenas, and a large avian demon known as a Vrock. During combat, Kuto was killed by Agnomeio, and as he lay dying, he was engulfed in a plume of magenta and lavender, his body being sucked beneath the earth. Alessio and Daffy rode Triceratops, Knobolas turned himself and Mixweta invisible and blasted people with his Eldritch Blast, and Talin, after going toe-to-toe with Ripper, was shot through the chest with an arrow and knocked unconscious. Several of the Mistscales and all of our adventurers were able to retreat into the cave as Yona shaped the very ground they stood on and sealed the entrance. So, we're going to go over to the Mistscale lair.
Do you feel Booker deserves his credit? He did chew through the rope of Ripper.
You know, I was torn between giving like a huge recap. Like when I did the recap for the video, it was like 4 minutes long before I had to cut it down. There was actually so much that happened during that combat. It was kind of incredible. So, all right. So you all, we now rejoin our group inside of the Mistscale lair. Your adrenaline is subsiding as the din of battle on the other side of the newly formed stone wall. Even through the rock, you can hear the Mistscales and Gnoll alike being massacred. Ahead of you, you see the Mistscales rushing deeper into the cave. Yona is yelling at orders to hide the eggs and prepare for a breach as she assumes command of the tribe. You are about knee-high deep in water. The air in here is wet and humid, and there are trickles of water coming from the newly formed wall behind you as you hear the waterfall beating upon it. Agnomeio actually can't join us tonight, but that's okay. Agnomeio was able to drag the unconscious but living Talin Creek into the cave, and Booker is laying across her legs and eyeing Mixweta suspiciously. What would you all like to do?
He's such a good boy.
Is there anything we can do to help heal her, or...
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my first thing. Is that anybody have anything that we can heal her with a little bit?
The chat said we can do a rest too.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh, if the chat said it, then it should be.
Bill put the poll up. He said 77% of people said we have a short rest.
Right.
Oh, I asked if I should give you a short rest, not when.
Okay.
If you guys want to sit here in the entrance of the cave, that's up to you, and we'll see how that works out.
Is
But that won't
out?
revive her though, right?
That you guys would, if with some healing, she would be able to kind of get up and she could roll some hit dice and whatnot. But it's completely up to you.
Yeah, guys, I have my lay on hands pool.
Didn't
Okay,
they
yeah,
put up
I mean-
a ward or something that kind of blocked off the cave for a bit from the gnolls? And
So as
kinda
you
screwed
all
over some
raced
stuff.
inside of the cave, Yona, who's a shaman, she used mold earth and she basically sealed the cave shut using stone. So you can kind of hear behind you, there's a waterfall that was originally kind of right next to it, is basically pouring over the front of the rock. So for the moment, you appear to be safe.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe a quick healing hands and then move further in before taking a short rest.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Daffy, how do we do that?
Oh, yeah, you're there. I think she's probably looking.
Something is going on with audio and video, but I'm just going to roll with it. Literally. How much health do you need?
I guess
All
at
of
least
it. Just kidding.
I guess at least one point. to
All
wake
the
up
health right now I could
so I
get.
can walk around. I'm at 0. Completely.
So you have 20
Okay, I'll
potential
just-
points. I don't know what you
I'll
can
use
see on
all
your side.
of it. Sure.
Okay.
I'll use all of it.
She's going to use all of it.
Using all of it? Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and adjust your stuff, and Talin, you come back to life. You just catch your breath, and you're laying there in the water, mostly submerged, and you have a pretty big weight on your legs.
Okay. I imagine I'm like kind of sitting up right real fast. I'm just like, Booker, where's Booker?
And Booker is really taking to his crocodile form, although he is still a dog at heart. So he kind of comes up to you and he attempts to lick you, which in any other situation would be the most horrifying thing that you could possibly imagine. So this giant crocodile coming up to your face and attempting to get you with its tongue. But you can sense that there's no hostility there.
Yeah. Okay. So I kind of push him down and use that also to push myself to stand up and look around.
Okay. All right. So you stand up to your feet. Molly, do you need are you able to figure this out? Otherwise, I can try to help you.
I'm sorry. What am I supposed to be figuring out?
Oh, you mentioned that there was audio and video issues.
Yeah. Side note: I have a very limited setup tonight, so it's going to be really tough for me to do some navigation. So just a quick warning.
Okay. Well, tell me if you need anything. Otherwise, I will assume that you're good. Okay.
Alrighty.
Cool. All right. So in front of you, you see that the cave is split in two. As soon as you walk in, there's a fork. You could either go to the north or you could go to the east.
All right, guys. Well,
before I passed out, I used my fire path, right?
Correct. So the fire path went into the cave, but it's long gone. You don't know which direction it went.
Crap it.
Perhaps if you didn't die.
That probably would have helped. Oh, I can use it tomorrow.
So Knobolas, just for your information, this has nothing to do with which way you guys decide to go now, because you didn't know where you were going, but when you were in here previously, you went to the right.
Thank you. I was actually about to go try to find that video.
I kind of saw the concentrating on your face, and I was like, I bet he's trying to remember. Yep. So.
But we don't know that you were in here before, right? We thought you were having the longest poop.
Well, I feel like I don't remember what I saw down there. It's been so long, y'all, but I feel like I saw something worth investigating. I mean, y'all don't hear. Never mind. Hold on. I think we should go right.
Well, didn't you cut someone's head off?
So you guys don't know that. Only Knobolas knows that.
Clifton knows that. So Knobs wants to go back to the scene of the crime. Okay, we could go right.
Well, okay, hold on. I'm. Ooh, shit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I saw something I shouldn't have saw, but I've already done that. So
everything that you can see is something okay for you to see.
Well, I walked forward.
That's okay.
Oh, well then let's go straight. Let's not go right.
Tell me what you want to do. So are you going to the north or are you going to the east?
Well, let's go north.
Yeah.
Does anybody have dark vision?
I do.
Is it dark in here, or are there torches lit?
I do. So, it's just really dark.
It's very dark in here. There are torches pretty much scattered throughout the cave, so you'll have light. But it is pretty dark.
All right, let's go north here, guys.
Slowly
but surely.
So as you all head to the north, you notice there's a very large room. It's got low ceilings, and there's a giant pillar in the middle of the room separating it, almost as if there's a path, but you could tell that it kind of converges on the other side. You see a single Mistscale in here who's holding a bow, and as you walk in, he turns and he aims it towards you. And as he notices that you are, in fact, lizard folk, he kind of lowers his guard. You get the impression that he's in here kind of training, shooting at some dummies.
What a hell of a time to train.
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind, everybody just ran in, and things were happening in here. So, you guys are... You got your lay on hit. Like, this whole thing, you've been in here in the cave for like a minute.
Yeah, that makes it even weirder that he's like still trading.
Yeah. So, all right. Kind of go over to this guy.
Okay.
I forgot what Alessio sounds like. Is he still in John Travolta mode?
I
think so. Or Dracula.
Converted. Yeah, you were either Dracula or John Travolta. You kind of did both.
I think it ended up ultimately John Travolta. Okay. Hey, lizard guy, where is the? This is our first time in this cave. Where does it go? Is it, where does this cave lead us to? Have you ever been in here before?
So only because it would be something that you would know. If you are pretending to be part of this tribe, which you are, that would be a very strange thing to say.
But this guy
it's completely up to you.
No, but this guy doesn't know if I've been in this cave before or not.
Well,
But we
maybe
we
you're
ask if
having
everybody else
amnesia.
has.
What's that?
Maybe you've got amnesia.
Yeah, maybe I got hit in the head with a rubber hose or something. I don't know.
Fair enough. All right.
Things
He,
can
uh,
happen.
Hold your head and pretend you're dizzy.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So
So I start rubbing my head. I go, oh man, I just
All
got
right.
hit in the head, lizard folk. I know I see you training here, but where does this cave lead? I can't remember quite exactly. It's been a while.
make a deception check for me.
Oh, good, because Alessio's good at deception, I think.
Should be. Right?
Should be. I hope so.
Good job, that was sarcastic.
There's
All
a
right.
15.
A 15 will be plenty. So he looks at you very inquisitively, like that's strange, but he said, "This is the archery training area, and up to the north is the waterfall. Are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm getting better here. I'm just, we'd all just kind of ran in from the battle. Just want to make sure we're going the right way here to get back with everyone. So
What battle?
the battle outside, you didn't see that?
I've been in here shooting. And then
Has nobody just run by you?
No, I mean not up here. Nobody ran up here. So he actually pushes past you and he starts running down towards the entrance. He had no idea anything was going on.
All right, even better. Get him out of here. All right,
Oh well, I'll figure it out.
let's go check out the door, guys.
So he gets down. To the entrance and he turns around. And he says, "What happened to the door?
They blocked it off when they came in.
Son of a!" And then he runs the other way.
Maybe we
Okay.
should head the other way.
I'm still curious to see what's behind the door, though.
What was it that you saw the other way?
There's nothing to see there. There's not like bodies or anything like that.
Nothing
No.
to see here. Nothing to see here.
I like to avoid confrontation. Is all I gotta say.
Oh boy.
All right, well, at least let's go check out this waterfall and see what's going
Well,
on.
hey, it was safe enough for that guy to be unaware that there was an entire battle going on. Would
Good point.
this be a good spot to take a short rest, or should we go a little further?
I
Potentially.
mean, what's everyone's health looking like?
I'm good
Yeah.
on health.
Daffy gave me 20, so I'm at 20. Which is
I think we're about the same. Maybe we'll happen across some good berries or something. You never know.
You never know.
I know,
Alessio,
okay.
Alessio and Knobolas, sorry. In front of you, you notice, I mean, this is an archery range. There's a slew of arrows here. If you'd like to, there's approximately 20 arrows in this room that are currently unaccounted for
Oh, hell yeah.
or
We're
unspoken
taking those.
for.
Yeah.
Hey,
Those
I
are
can-
the crossbow bolts. Right?
No
I
bolts,
can make-
just arrows.
Okay, gotcha.
I can make 10 good berries. Daffy, you want 5 and I'll take 5?
Down for that.
I have a lot of arrows, so if anyone else
well,
needs
I
any,
guess-
then definitely take them.
I guess
don't
I have
need
to
anything.
roll. I guess I have to roll, but it's up to 10.
Yeah, go for it.
At,
All right, so you're going to
oh,
use
I
your...
can cast it at different levels?
You could. So I think it typically says, it doesn't look like there's anything that happens if you do it at a higher level. So it seems like it would
Okay.
make sense. Yep.
Just to stick with one. Okay.
Mhm.
Boop-a-doop.
Oh no.
Great.
What did it have you
Cool.
roll? Was it a D10 or a D4?
It was just you click standard rolls. I don't actually know
Oh,
what dice it rolled.
Yeah, that's interesting. Up to 10 berries appear in your hand and are infused with magic for the duration. A creature can use this action to eat one berry. Eating a berry. Okay, no. So you can make up to 10 and it just happens.
Oh, so
Yep.
I can just say.
You
I
could
made
just
10.
be like, I found 10 berries in my bag.
All right, cool.
So-
Daffy, add 5 to you, and I'll add 5 to me.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay.
Feel a little better though.
So you guys are feeling a little bit better. You're munching on some grapefruit-sized good berries, just throwing them down your throat. But you know what? You're lizard folk. You got big mouths. It's easy enough to do. So
That's nothing to us.
yeah, it doesn't taste like meat, but it's pretty good. All right, so you're able to heal yourselves quite a little bit from your good berries, and you are not even remotely hungry anymore. All right, to the north of you, you see a giant iron door, and this iron door is it's inscribed with some runes that I don't believe. Do any of you speak Dwarven?
I do.
You do?
Yes.
All right.
Nice.
So you read the runes, and they say they are indicative of a place called Benoth Besmedan, which is roughly translates to North Forge. It's a well, roll history for me.
Oh, I was about to write it down. Hold up.
Nice.
Wah wah.
So other than knowing that this is roughly somewhere in the north of Avera, you don't really know much about it.
I also speak Dwarvish. If it helps, maybe I could try to do the same kind of check.
Oh, why don't we do this? Why don't we have Adriana roll one more time so it'll be with advantage. She's our.
Okay, I was wondering. I almost asked if I should roll with advantage because I feel like I'm a researcher who would have.
Well, that's why I'm letting you roll instead of having him roll as well.
Sweet. Okay. All right. I will do one more normal roll.
All right.
So that's a 12.
So with a 12, you get a little bit more information, not a whole lot. So if we pop over to Dimidium here, I'll kind of show everybody. So in the northwest of the world is Benoth Besmedan, which is the North Forge. Just a couple of quick little things about the area. There is, I wouldn't say it's a rumor as much as it is a known fact that there is a ancient white dragon that lives in the mountains to the north of this dwarven area. Aside from that, people don't tend to travel there because it's, the middle of just a huge snowfield. It would be very hard to get there. I guess you don't know a whole heck of a lot about it other than the bit about the white dragon.
So the door says...
The door only just indicates that it's from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that sounds like it's a very far way away. Why would it?
It is very far away, and that's a very good question.
Oh, is it like Narnia? Like a wardrobe?
Oh.
I need some Narnia in my life.
I like that.
Who wants to walk through the wardrobe?
Is it unlocked?
Oh, good question. Alessio.
You're
a rogue.
Well, everyone's so safe in here. I mean, gosh, I don't feel like it's going to be booby trap. I guess we should check it.
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Okay.
Oh, I just love when it's a low roll. The door seems fine.
The door seems fine.
I will say that you look at the door. I'll give you a little bit more. So you look at the door, and as you're kind of looking around, it is locked. It's definitely locked, but you can't find where there would potentially be a key or anything really about this. You'd have to spend a little bit more time if you were actually going to try to find how to open this door.
All right. Well, I mean, I feel like I'm amongst all of our sisters and brothers in here, so I'm gonna say I feel like it's a safe space. So I'm going to slowly try to open this door carefully. Let's get a little bit of a look in.
So it's going to take you a little bit of time to try to find because this door is locked. You will have to pick it. At the moment, you're trying to find out where to even start. While you're looking at that, Talin, Knobolas, Daphne, what are you guys doing?
I was going to roll a perception roll to see if there's anything to help indicate how people normally get through this door. Sure.
Go ahead and roll perception then.
Or even if it's been opened recently.
Tell you what, because you kind of know a little bit. Why don't you roll investigation, and we'll see if you can help him find how to open this.
Okay. I have a +0 on that. Come on. 6.
Oh, I was like, you rolled a 9, but it was upside down.
Yeah.
Man, no, you guys are foiled by a door at the moment.
Can I assist?
Well, at this point, so only because a couple people have already rolled. So you guys are able to eventually find, but it's going to take some time. So other things may have happened during the course of this time frame. However, there is after you're kind of fiddling with this door, you notice there's not only are there runes, but there's actually like kind of a. You notice after looking at it a certain way that it almost looks like a dwarven face between a few of the embossed and reliefs cut into this thing. And as you look at this, you kind of move aside what would essentially be its beard, and you find a little tiny hole that you could get a lockpick into. If you'd like to, you're going to have to hold this thing while you are trying to lockpick, so this is going to be a little tougher. But if you'd like to try to pick the lock, you're welcome to.
Quick question. You mentioned the thing in the middle is a pool of water, or I'm just trying to make sense.
Sorry,
of what
I think it's just it's the way it looks. It's basically it's a big pillar.
Okay.
So
yeah, it's a pillar.
Oh.
yeah,
Never
it's like
mind,
a
I just wanted to check.
column is
Okay.
the proper word. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I got my thieves' tools. I guess I could give it a go, guys. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Oh, I hope.
Is this something that he can hold it and fiddle, or does he need somebody to help him?
Let's see how he does.
How he
Well,
does.
Well, actually, so let me correct that, because I feel like I'm telling you guys what to do. If you would like to try to help him, you are welcome to.
Well, somebody just kind of get close behind me in case something jumps out of it.
I'll come up. All
All right.
And I'll hold his beard.
Okay.
If I was full health, I'd be a little more willing.
Yeah.
All right. So Knobolas, you're gonna go up. You're gonna hold the beard to the side. Alessio, you're gonna attempt to lockpick.
I'm rolling with my thieves' tools right now. You ready?
Yep.
I'm gonna hana. Okay, here we go.
Would it help if Knobolas used like a spear to hold it?
16.
Ooh.
A 16. A 16
You know
will
that.
do it.
You know
Yes.
that gets me in. Yes.
It does. So you slide over the beard and you manage to pick the lock, and the door is now unlocked and opens up.
Oh.
So
After you.
All right, guys. Let me see if it's clear in here. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay.
So
Go in.
before you go in there, Alessio, just make a quick perception check for me.
Quick perception.
Mm-hmm. Boy, that whiskey went away really fast.
Oh my gosh.
Is that right, STAs?
I
Are you ready to
actually-
join in some Knob Creek?
My
I might.
attribute rolls suck tonight. So.
I know, yeah. I'm giving you all the chances in the world, and you keep rolling
I mean, hey,
sixes.
listen, I'm making the rolls when it counts, but when I need to look for things, it's not working out so well.
Yeah.
Look,
So
we've all been on vacation for a while. It takes a little time to.
a little rusty with
I'm
your
trying to
rolls.
get my clicks back. Yep.
Yeah.
So Alessio, so you open this door. As you do, you notice that there is a very distinct smell in here, and it's not terrible, but it feels almost acrid, and it's something that you recognize from the Temple of Alcarn. This is the same kind of smell that you sensed when you opened that chest in the room with the frogs.
Oh.
The trapped chest. So and
Hey, Bill's taking us back now. Here we go.
That's bad chest.
and
It
you're
dissolved
looking.
something.
Both Alessio and Knobolas, you guys kind of have a clear view to this. Talon and Daphne, a little bit. But there is what can only be described as a waterfall of fog. So there's a hole in the cave wall, kind of towards the top, probably about 15 feet up. And there's just a plume of fog that's kind of coming out of this hole and falling down into a large chasm. It's drifting fairly lazily, and it's almost strange, but the fog itself seems to have a weight to it.
Yes, it's very thick.
Oh, what?
Viscous fog.
Well, and the other guy referred to it as a waterfall, which is interesting.
Yes.
I'm gonna make a suggestion. Don't get too close to it because something tells me if you breathe it in, it might do some damage.
Good suggestion.
Yeah, it's almost like
Yeah.
I don't feel like, because saying that it's like a thick fog like that, I feel like it shouldn't be touched, or we can't really get near it, and I totally agree with that.
I mean, if Agnomeio was here, he would just dive right into
He
it.
would.
I mean,
He would swan dive
He
right
would.
in there.
He'd be like, just throw me in there. Let's try.
Hold my hat. I'm going in.
Right.
Oh my God, I'm going in.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Should you guys hold my boot and send me in? I mean,
Hold my boot.
Hold my boots.
We could
Hold
tie
my
a rope around somebody so that we could pull
I
them out
don't-
if it
I-
does
Oh,
something.
Booker.
Hey,
Just kidding.
I'm
he is
willing.
not
I'm
a
willing,
test mouse.
I'm willing to try to get a little bit closer to it, just so I can, because I mean, kind of recognizing that smell.
Sure.
Hey, where's my
I know. Bill, can you remind us a little bit of what we smelled in that chest?
Sure. No, it's okay. I mean,
yeah.
all of this, totally fair question. You can always ask stuff like that.
Okay. All right.
At worst, I'll make you roll for it. But you're right. Mixweta is she was hanging back. She was hanging out with Agnomeio. All right. So when you guys were in the Temple of Alcarn, there was a room with a bunch of frogs, and what was in this iron chest on top of a pedestal, when you failed to unlock the lock properly, there was a glass vial inside that shattered, and a big plume of smoke came out, and there was some Constitution saving throws made against something. However, later on, when you ended up in the room with Lopip Longboot, I think, you learned that was actually a trap set using the poison that was being used on the gnomes of Alcarn.
Oh.
This is very similar to what you saw in there.
Oh, that's the shit that makes your eyes bleed until you like.
Correct.
Crazy.
Yep.
You don't think that some of these?
But we're lizard folk now.
I mean, yeah, you don't think that
Possible it
the
doesn't
lizard?
work
You don't think that the lizard folk took some of the gnomes here and like threw them in this water, like to kill them or something? Do you?
I think
Oh,
anything.
that's dark.
That's where my head's going. I know it's a little bit morbid, but it's like I'm thinking, man, this could be a little bit more of a dark place than we're thinking here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we saw how ruthless they were with like just taking heads, and so.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe we should like not go in here right now. I don't know. Maybe we can ask around.
Should
and,
we
like,
go
find
back
more
the other way that everybody else went?
Maybe we should have turned right.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's save this for another day because I don't want to get too close. Either something is in there or that fog is going to be dangerous.
Yeah, I do wonder if it affects lizard folk, like if it only affects, because it seemed like from the Alcarn temple that fog like went across and affected all these gnomes, but obviously the lizard folk.
Well, at least we know it exists, and we can ask around as we.
I don't know that it doesn't affect lizard folk, so yeah.
Yeah,
I will say that you know that it was
hard.
being used as a weapon. There was essentially a river of it going back where, and you guys learned all this before. The water that used to go in front of the temple was essentially replaced with this fog. But you do not know what the lizard folks,
and maybe they have to be
withstand it
carrying something or doing something in order to actually withstand it, and they have that with them, and we don't. So
I don't know. Is it stupid that I really want to go in there?
probably.
I mean, you do you.
There's a reason you're the one who's been saved the most. I can't talk right now because I was just saved. But...
Yeah, I know. And you would think that Mr. Noro would freaking be the one to be saved the most. He is even more.
You think?
You're that's kind of funny actually. How is he not?
So do we want to turn back?
I think we should gather some more intel from the group. So I would say let's go back, and if we have to come back here for any reason to finish our mission, then we should do that. But I think we should gather some more intel from the other lizard folk and see what we can gather, and then maybe come back here if we need to. But I say we go back to where everyone's, go head east in the cave.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, the animals like Booker and Mixweta, are they like a lot of times the animals, sense things or whatever? Are they particularly like stressed or bothered by us opening that door and that waterfall?
Well, you tell me. How does Booker seem?
That's a great point you brought up, because I remember when we first met Booker, I'm pretty sure he walked right through the fog.
He did not. He ran off somewhere and then appeared on the other side.
Okay. I'm not trying to kill Booker. I'm just.
No, it's. I'm not trying to kill.
Should
Booker.
Should I roll animal handling to find that out?
Yeah. What? Actually, why don't you do this? Why don't you roll a perception check with advantage because he's your Booker.
He's my Booker.
Also, just question while you're doing that: are you guys going to leave the door open or are you going to close the door?
Oh no, let's close that door. We don't want any poisonous gas to leak out into the.
No
cave.
trace that you were there.
Are you going to attempt to relock the door or are you going to leave it open?
Ooh, leave it unlocked. Leave it unlocked because the gnolls are coming in, like might break in, and that could end up being kind of an accidental trap for them if it is.
Okay.
Oh,
if they just
I
run
like
through that door.
I like that.
Right?
Okay.
Could, like force them all in there at some point, maybe.
Yeah. All right, let's leave it unlocked.
Perfect. Okay, so you pull the iron door shut, doing your best to make it look as if it hasn't been disturbed. You slide the little beard back over, and you leave it unlocked. You, Talin, are checking out Booker, and Booker has, not just by accident, managed to, he kind of hung back quite a bit. I don't know necessarily what kind of smell a crocodile has, but Booker seems to know something that you don't.
Okay.
And he was purposely avoiding that door.
I'm going to listen to my boo and not go that way.
McShweta, on the other hand, did not seem to have much. She didn't do anything out of the ordinary. She didn't seem to be avoiding or going towards the door.
I'm not ready to sacrifice her yet. I mean,
all right.
Also, idea for y'all: if we're leaving it unlocked for the gnomes, we could like run back and forth real quick to put a bunch of footprints, and then when we go down the other hallway, kind of try to swipe away some of the footprints. Kind of trick them into not following us down the right.
So this is mostly a rocky cave. There's definitely some dirt on the ground, but I wouldn't say footprints are super easy to spot here.
Okay. Yeah, I can't think of another way to make it obvious.
I think it's just lock it because we don't even really know what that waterfall is. So let's just let's get to that side of the cave.
Yeah, let's go back to the right.
Let's go see what we can find out.
Only because you said so. You said you think you should lock it, or do you think you should leave it closed? You said lock, so I'm just confirming.
Okay, yeah. All right, so let's lock it then. We were never here. It's always been locked.
Okay. Make another lock picking check for me, please.
Oh dear Lord. Okay.
I left it unlocked. Let the gnomes die. Or gnolls. Not the gnomes. Gnomes are good.
Here we go. Let's see how we do here. Oh my God. 9.
So you're not able to relock the door. Unlocking it was one thing, but somehow it locks another way. So the door remains unlocked.
All right, guys, looks like I broke the lock trying to get in. Let's leave it. Let's go.
Fair enough. Okay. All right, so you all head back to basically where you entered. You're wading knee deep through some water, and you're heading back over to the east. Now, in this room, you see a number of barrels, crates, some of them smashed, some of them not. But what sticks out to you is a red puddle seeping from the bottom of one of the barrels.
Oh, good.
I do now want to know what's in there.
I wonder what that is. I have no idea.
I want to go over
like
to
wine.
Oh my God, there's a little. It's a
not.
barrel full of gnomes.
It's either blood or wine, and I'm willing to make the sacrifice to check into that.
All right.
I feel like you can smell it. You can smell it. Have we decided if crocodiles have a good sense of smell or not?
I would say I can't imagine that they would. Just like even stepping on it, like why would a crocodile have a good sense of smell, right? Yeah, like they have a nose, but that's to breathe mostly. They have a nose so they can smell. Anyway, so Daffy, what you said that you want to check? Are you tasting? You smelling? What are you doing? You touching?
They have a great sense of smell. Sorry, I googled it.
It's very dark in here, which is the only reason that you can't just tell immediately what it is.
Right. I will just, take 2 fingers and stick my fingers in it and put it up to my nose and take a little sniff.
Sure. So as soon as you put your fingers in it, immediately you know it to be blood. It's clinging to your fingers. It's a little bit thinner than what you'd expect. Like it's not human blood or what you've experienced before, but it's definitely blood.
Oh boy.
Okay, guys, do you want the bad news or the really bad news? The bad news is it's blood.
I mean, none of us are missing.
Not wine.
I mean, if it's not us, I say we move on. Just ignore it.
It's not our problem.
I don't think we should mess with that, but that could be the blood of. I'm just saying, it could be some of them troll bloods. Oh my God. I'm sorry, gnome blood.
Gnome blood? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. And then they water it down so they could drink it easier. Oh my God, it's gross.
We're all gonna run away now, like ew.
Definitely possible.
You're definitely in a dark mood tonight.
Listen, lizards, caves. We're in a dark place, guys.
All right. So there's a couple of different paths that you guys could take. So ahead of you, so as you're standing near all these crates, I mean, do you want to look at the crates, or are you good? Are you going to keep moving? I don't want to prompt you guys. I'm just asking what you're doing.
No, let's
Where-
just
I was like, where's everyone else? Everyone that like rushed in here. I mean, there's a good chunk of people. Did they all go this way?
So everybody,
We want to join them.
you saw all of them run this direction that you're now going, but they very quickly disappeared into the darkness. So you're not sure whether they headed. I mean, you could let me restate. You guys are now in this room with all of these barrels, and you can hear movement ahead of you. There are definitely people in front of you through the exit directly in front of you. You can also hear people to your left.
Oh, fuck.
Can we
if you want,
up?
always a good idea.
That's usually a bad idea. I know.
Pretty sure that's a bad idea, D&D. Should we go forward? Hey, novelist, do you have any ideas? I don't know why you would, but
It's been a long. I guess it's been a day. It hasn't even been a day. It's been a long day for Knobolas, so he doesn't remember exactly which way he would think to go if he had a thought in his head. So I'm gonna say let's just keep right for now. We can always revisit this path just like we revisited the waterfall. If y'all are cool with that.
I mean,
I feel like the others were like running for safety. So
Well, so Yona was
might be towards-
shouting out commands. She was telling people like, get the eggs safe. You come over
yeah.
here, protect this area, things like that. So she was acting as kind of a military situation, trying to defend their whole area. So I would say that you got the impression she does not believe that wall is going to hold forever.
right. So I feel like we should try to go wherever they were trying to get to that was safe, which might be where we're trying to get to begin with, that temple.
Right. No, I agree. I think we should go to where we hear the most voices. But
Yeah,
Sure. So in that case, that would be directly ahead of you.
Smell
Like up or
crocodiles
right?
have.
So to the right.
senses now?
So
Okay.
going this direction.
This way.
I mean, that
So-
works for me if y'all want to keep moving.
So Alessio, only known to you, you hear a voice inside of your head. It sounds very familiar, and you recognize this voice as Nexori. She says, Alessio, it seems you're in a very fortunate position. Brakath has sensed an item of great power in this cave. Find it. You may reply.
What?
I can't.
So
I can't
nobody
talk-
else other than Alessio
Yeah.
heard that.
Right, we don't hear it.
I can't talk to her in my Travolta voice. I have to go back to Alessio.
So
To get
so
into
the-
character.
Yeah.
So you being a person living in this world, you would recognize this. There's a spell called Message. And basically it's, think of like a text message, but it's 25 words or less. So it's like early Twitter, right? So, but the idea is you have to talk out loud. This can't just be like well, I don't know. We could do either one. If you'd like to, you could kind of whisper. We'll just roll like a stealth if you're trying to be quiet about it. But I'm going to say this has to be an audible thing, and I will look up the spell later.
Okay.
So if you're trying to be secretive, keep that in
So I
mind.
kind of turn my shoulder,
Mhm.
kind of look down, and I say to her, I hear you. Thy will be done.
All right.
And then you want me to roll stealth to make sure nobody hears that?
That was short enough. I think you're good. Also, you're way in the back of the pack here, so I think you're good.
I imagine we're all like whispering about which way to go anyway.
Yeah, you're all still scared about what's in that barrel. I hear you.
Fair enough.
She can't like tell you which way. I don't know anything.
You don't know
Can't
anything.
tell me which way to
I'm
go.
like, she can't be more useful.
So
Hey, there's shit in this cave.
all right. So you guys mentioned that you'd like to go straight ahead into the where you heard more of the voices, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and you can move your characters. So you move ahead into a fairly large room. So you walk into a large cavern, 30-foot high ceilings, the far wall at least 60 feet back, and a number of lizard folk are in here, collecting mushrooms, tending to some of the injured. Shaskis is in here getting a bandage wrapped around her leg, and you'll remember she was the one that was collecting a lot of the eggs. One of the Mistscales walks up to you, and he says, "Do you need any help? Are you hurt?"
Oh, I am a little bit.
I mean, yeah, you're still kind of hurt, Tom.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to.
I could use some bandages.
All right, so he motions for all of you. There's a number of mats, kind of bedrolls. They are all varying different colors, and you get the impression that probably stolen from somewhere. And he motions for you to sit, and he starts tending to your wounds. You may all take a short rest if you'd like to roll your hit dice and to heal yourself if you'd like.
Yes, please.
And I'm going to do a couple for Agnomeio, just because I think he needs it. All right. I think I'll just do the one for him.
I like that it has on here is new day.
I know. So it is not a new day. And actually, just because you brought that up, something to know. So when you guys first became lizard folk, you were given time frame of 5 days.
I was going to ask about that. Yeah.
Yep. So the first night you spent out in the jungle with the displacer beasts. It is currently the middle of the second night, probably the start of your third day. So basically you have today, tomorrow, and the next day. You weren't necessarily given an idea of what was going to happen after that.
Hopefully we don't die. That would suck.
So you've got 3 days left, including the start of today. We'll call it 1 a.m. just to make things a little easier.
Okay.
All right. So let me know when you're all done rolling your hit dice, and if you'd like to. Whoops.
Yeah, I'm done rolling. I rolled.
All right. Excellent. So while you're doing this, so Knobolas, you, while you're sitting taking your rest, you feel kind of a wave of heat come over you, and your eyes kind of glaze over, and suddenly you find yourself sitting back at a table in a very hot room. Fire, brimstone, smell of sulfur fills your nostrils, and it's almost drowned out by the smell of delicious meat. And you start to realize how hungry you are. You see your patron, Sulgradan, sitting before you. And he says, "Knobolas," sorry, that's not his voice. "Knobolas, you have done well. And how delicious it was that that Kuto only briefly tasted his victory before dying like a fool." And then he claps his hands. "Oh, fool, bring our champion his prize." And you see Kuto beside Sulgradan walking up towards you, and he's holding in his hand. Sorry, the camera's being wonky. He's holding up in his hand a coal black rod. It's about 1 inch thick, and it's about 2 feet long. It's covered in runes, and he hands it to you. And he holds his head down, and Sulgradan says, "This is the rod of the Pact Keeper. As you deliver more souls to me, it will gain in power, as will you. I will send for you when I need you. Enjoy your dinner." And you, you're on mute.
Sorry, it's like a massive rainstorm right now, so I didn't know if it was going to pick up. So
That's fine. All right, so
I'll say, thank you, Your Honor. I will do my best to serve you.
Excellent. So you can, I will add an item to your inventory called Rod of the Pact Keeper. Now, this is something that would be known to you just inherently because he gave it to you. Where the heck are you? Knobolas, there you are.
I'm beside Alessio.
Yep. So let me tell you about this item. Rod of the Pact Keeper +1. So, a Rod of the Pact Keeper is an item specifically for warlocks. While holding this rod, you gain a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls and to the saving throw DCs of your warlock spells. In addition, you regain 1 warlock spell slot as an action while holding the rod. You can't use this property again until you finish a long rest. So, you hit harder, your stuff is harder to resist, and you get an extra spell slot every day.
Gotcha. Cool.
So,
yeah, I'll do some digging and research a little bit more on it, but sounds fun.
So as part of your short rest, you're able to attune to that item, and I've just equipped it for you. You're welcome to do whatever you like with that, but I figured I'd save you the trouble.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
You also get to eat some pork.
What was the food?
So the food was it was ribs, actually. So
hell yeah.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
You'll also notice that while you were in the lair of Selgradan, you were back in your human form. You were not a lizard, which, might mean something, might not.
Okay, but does lizard me feel full now?
Lizard you feels very full. You feel satisfied and quite content with yourself.
Perfect.
Yes. However, the people around you suddenly notice this rod in your hands. It's not something that you would have been able to hide. Suddenly, it just materialized in your hands. If anybody, let's say McShweta definitely would have seen it. Agnomeio, whatever. I'd say actually probably just Daffy and Alessio. Why don't you guys make a quick perception check for me? Just beat a 7.
Okay. My perceptions have not been good tonight. Hopefully this is better.
All right.
All right, 11. That's a little better.
Hopefully that's not enough to see my massive rod.
Not great.
it's big and black.
I was waiting for it. And there it is.
2 11s. All right, so you guys both see this black. I mean, let's just get the jokes out of the way, right? So you see a 1 inch thick, 2 foot long black rod covered in runes appear in Knobolas's hands that are kind of resting on his lap, and he shakes back, his eyes come back, and he's just sitting there holding this thing. You do see
that right when somebody takes a sip of hyper whiskey.
I know. I'm sorry. I knew I was going to give it to him, of course. And I as I was writing, I was like looking up the. I'm like, did it have to be an inch thick, 2 feet long, and black? Like, come on, come on.
Also, the fact that you said I knew I was going to give it to him. I'm sorry.
I know. I had to give him.
I was just gonna say.
I had to give him the big black rod. All right. Anyway,
give it to him.
Oh boy.
I just want to just put it beside me and just slip it in my pocket and be like,
okay.
Is that totally normal?
How big is your pocket?
Well,
it's not a video game. It's like a video game.
I'll
It's
be like, is this in your pants? Or are you happy to see me?
Exactly. That's where I was going.
Also, I'm pretty sure you guys aren't wearing very much clothing, as if you remember. So, I mean, this thing is meant to kind of be carried as well. You, of course, could do whatever you want with it. You have a pack. But, as I mentioned, Alessio and Daffy did see it. So it's up to them whether they'd like to act on that. Otherwise, we'll move on.
I mean, what do you do when a big black rod appears? I don't know.
Surely don't tell the entire room about it, is all I gotta say.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an eyebrow lift and a walk away.
I'm gonna say noted.
Does Knobolas know that they saw it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you basically imagine waking up from a nap, sleeping against the wall, and there was just something holding in your hand. Like you don't know who saw it, but you could certainly assume people did.
I just kind of lean over to Knobolas and I kind of whisper, "What was that?"
Tell you later.
All right, fair enough. Let's moving on.
So, Alessio, a point of note: you've noticed that the ring around your finger is starting to squeeze you just a little tiny bit.
Oh, I'm close.
Do you just say that out loud? And what are you talking about, bro?
I'll tell you about it later. Oh, I'm close.
I know my big black rod's exciting, but come on, man. Keep it together.
I mean,
if I could have given it to anybody but Clifton, it would have happened.
I know, right? It had to go to Clifton somehow. You planned this, Phil. I know you did.
I totally did. All right, so let's move on. So this room is currently filled with a number of lizard folk. They're tending to the wounded. They're picking these mushrooms. You don't know necessarily what for. And if you'd like to talk to any of them, sure. Otherwise, we can move on.
Did we ask about what their plans are? Like, you know,
Go ahead.
how long do they expect? Where is Shaskis? She was the one helping get the eggs.
Correct.
She
She's
was
over
not
here.
the one who
Yep.
put up the thing.
Correct. Yona is the one. Yona is not in this room.
And Yona's not here.
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to Shaskis and ask her, do you think we're safe in here? How long do you think that ward is gonna hold?
If the gnolls keep trying to come, they will eventually get through the wall. But for the moment, we are safe.
Is there safer ground that we could
We
protect
should
the eggs?
We should make our way to the ziggurat.
Why stop? Didn't we just head straight there? I mean, once everybody is patched up.
She looks down at her. Well, exactly. She looks down at her leg, which is openly like she got clawed by the Vrock, and you could see there's these four huge, there's four huge talon marks that just shredded her leg. It's bandaged, but she's bleeding through the bandages.
Oh.
I should have saved her a good berry.
Just randomly, here, eat this.
Like, I found one of these. I really help. Is there any way we can help?
Up to you. Do you have any way to help?
Oh, no, that's what I'm asking Shaska.
Oh.
I will be okay. As long as the eggs make it to the ziggurat, they will be safe.
Who's doing that? Maybe we can help take the eggs.
So if you look around the room, there is a number of eggs that are kind of being wrapped up in random bags. They're being attempted to keep warm. In the outside area, they had been in kind of a stone enclosure, which is meant to reflect the sun back and keep them warm, etc., etc. So people have been wrapping them in these like burlap sacks. They've been trying to keep them warm, and at the moment, they're just in this room because even though they're important, trying to save the tribe from bleeding out is more important. If you were going to try to take eggs, you certainly could probably make that happen. It's up to you.
I'm more curious about these mushrooms.
Well, go be curious
I
about the
mean,
mushrooms then.
Well, I'm not
You
good
and
at
the Rob
nature, so I'm
wonderful.
curious if any of you guys are like good at like nature to like maybe look at those.
Yeah, I can totally take a look at those.
Sure. All right,
Okay.
roll me a nature check.
You got it. Just give me like 10 extra seconds because
No problem.
I'm having all sorts of problems tonight.
That's fine.
I'm wondering if, like, while she's working on that,
Yeah.
if, talking to the crew, if maybe taking the eggs to the ziggurat, since we're trying to get to the ziggurat, would be like a good excuse to get there. But we'll need directions still.
Can someone remind me what the ziggurat is? I feel like Knobolas. I think this conversation
Yeah.
I had with Knobolas was taking a
Sure.
very long poop.
All right, we'll get to your 9 in just a sec. So the ziggurat it's been weeks since we played. That's fine. The ziggurat is the jungle temple that you guys have been trying to get to this whole time.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a weird word. I'll give you that.
It's
One
why
round
we
was
were
like, we got
turned
to.
into lizard
I didn't know if
folk.
it was a person, or I was like, I don't know what that is, but okay.
It's
Yep.
why we were turned into lizard folk, right? So that we could
Exactly.
get
So
into the
as
temple where the answers might be.
Okay.
Right. When you all turned into lizard folk, as you raised up on the platform, there was a window that you looked out, and it looked directly at the ziggurat. And then you received a message saying that you needed to get to that ziggurat, attempt to stop not only the lizard folk, but also the flow of the fog. Like, you basically reset everything, and that was what you were trying to accomplish within the 5 days.
Yeah. And that would
But when you say
probably reveal.
stop the lizard folk is like
So you were turned into lizard folk as a way to avenge the gnomes that were killed. So that's kind of what you are here to do, is to stop whatever the lizard folk are up to, specifically the fog.
That's what Talon was kind of looking into. She was curious of why this once gnome temple,
Exactly.
how these idiotic lizard folk could have taken over and gotten control of this area.
Yeah, and killed all those gnomes. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I feel like we shouldn't make the babies suffer, so I'm on board with like helping with the babies and. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm using them more as an excuse as a way to get them around. But also,
like,
yeah,
they're not the ones we're trying to. I just wanted to make sure we weren't just trying to kill all the lizard folk, because then I'm like, okay, gotcha.
I mean, that's a way you could go. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying that that would be within the parameters of what you were given as a task. But it does not
killing babies.
It doesn't mean that's what you have to do. You just like cutting people in half. That's fine. So and shoving them in a barrel.
I mean, that's getting religious because these are technically eggs. So.
Oh my gosh! All right, let's not even go there. All right, so the 9 on your nature check for the mushrooms. So you that's a low roll, but I'm gonna give you a little something. You can tell based off what you know about mushrooms that they're not poisonous, but that's about all you can tell.
Ooh, fun.
Can we pocket some for later?
Sure. Roll me
y'all want to have some fun right now.
Roll a d6 for me.
Okie doke.
Where's Agnomeio? He'd be great.
All right, so you're able to you're able to grab 6 of these mushrooms. You get 3 red and 3 green.
All right.
So
Cool.
Can I grab some too?
Mushrooms for everybody.
yeah, you know what? To tell you what, we'll roll one more d6 and we'll split whatever the total was between the 4 of you.
Okay.
You want me to roll it? Me to roll or her?
Yeah, since you asked, you can roll a d6.
Okay. I haven't rolled anything tonight. I'm excited to finally roll.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
First roll of 2021.
No.
Oh.
He's gonna risky whiskey.
Are you gonna
Fair
risky whiskey on the shrooms?
No
He's
better.
looking to party.
I am.
He
Okay.
is. Yeah, he's got a black rod and some mushrooms.
You're so California.
All right,
Sounds
so
like a great time.
so Knobolas, you rolled a 4, so that's a total of 10 mushrooms. So we'll say that each one of you, there's 4 of you, and then I'll include Agnomeio. So each one of you gets 1 green and 1 red mushroom. And
Nice.
you don't know what they do, but that's what you got.
Just like Mario.
Totally like
It's
Mario.
extra life.
You never know. I am a bit of a gamer. So, all right. What else would you like to do?
I mean, is there anybody in here we need to talk to? I mean, we didn't really ask anyone what's going on in that top room, did we?
No, not yet.
Okay, I think we need to investigate that a little bit before we get out of here.
How do we do it without letting them know that like we're not newbies? Like, I mean, because I assume everyone here already knows about it. We got to be careful with how we ask that.
So one thing that I did mention in our last game, which was kind of a side note, is that when you all became lizard folk, you basically took on the appearance of those several that you noticed were already dead in the temple. So you took on their appearance. Basically, these people think that you are part of their tribe. If you ask too many questions that you should know the answer to, they will absolutely become suspicious.
That's my fear.
Okay, all right. So we're not going to say shit.
Well, I didn't say that. I just said we got to be crafty. We can't be like, hey, what's up with that waterfall room up there?
I will say that you got away with it rolling a high deception roll earlier, and that could have gone a different way. So,
I mean, Mixshweta's not from here.
Mixshweta is not from here. However, they knew Mixshweta from before. She kind of came in with you guys. There were several hours that had passed before Kuto and Nask had their fight. So Mixshweta is not necessarily under, suspicion. She's also
Probably
been very
stuck
timid,
out.
and she kind of didn't help. Like, she didn't help them fight you. They don't have a necessary reason. They don't necessarily want to kill her, but maybe they do. I don't know. She's still a knoll.
Yeah.
All right, so there's 2 open items that you guys were talking about. Do you want to do anything with the eggs, and or do you want to talk about the waterfall, or do you want to leave this room?
Is there a back part to this room, or is this a dead end?
It's a raised platform. There's basically a number of areas to sleep in here, and that's probably what they did.
You just came in here to rest a bit.
To rest a bit,
And
they kind of sleep around the fire. Yep. Harvest the mushrooms.
No, I mean, one thing for me, because I have my ring of Brakoth is tightening.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not sure what I'm looking for, so I feel like I need to do some sort of investigation in here.
Sure. Go ahead and roll an investigation for me.
Okay. I'm risky whiskeying the shit out of that.
Sure.
You rolled a 5.
Yeah, my attribute rolls just suck tonight. Come on.
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a 16.
So he rolled a
that's what
4 on his risky whiskey. So you look around the room. One thing that you've noticed is that the brazier that's in the middle of the room, it's not a campfire, it's a brazier. And again, it's got dwarven runes on it. So there's something going on with this, but that's all you notice. You don't notice any sort of magic items or anything that seems particularly valuable in this room.
Okay. There's just runes on the fire. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alessio, you know 2 people in here who can read Dwarvish. Just saying.
I'll just give it to you guys. The runes on here indicate the same location as before.
Oh, the North Forge?
Beneth Besmedan, North Forge.
Okay. One other last thing I just want to do real quick. I want to just kind of mosey over to the little mushroom patch.
Mm-hmm.
And just see if, take a look around. If my ring feels like it's getting tighter.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
And can I take a look at... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I hope the thing I need is not Knobolas' black rod.
Well, speaking of my black rod...
Oh, did that happen before or after?
So you got your... Well, so the rest of you don't even know, but I will tell Alessio, you got the message prior to Knobolas getting the black rod.
Yes, I did, but once he got it, that's when you said the ring started feeling tighter, and that's what's kind of making me think that way.
That's true.
Well, in the meantime, Knobolas would like to go look at the whatever you said that was in the floor, and just make sure there's not like a 1-inch diameter like hole in it to
Sure.
insert such rod.
No, there is nothing like that.
Okay,
Nope.
that's all I want to check. Okay, then I'm good.
Cool. So are you guys planning on taking any of these eggs? I just know you're kind of all over the place. I want to...
I mean, if we're going to explore, we might as well take them with us. I think like that's where we need to go anyways.
Yeah, do we want to ask Shaskis if she wants our help in taking the eggs? And maybe we need another person to carry all of them who also happens to know the way to the ziggurat.
What do you think, Daffy?
It would mean we'd have a stranger with us who doesn't know that we're fake.
I mean, it's okay to have a stranger with us, right?
We can take them. I mean, take them with us, of course.
Nice.
Okay, we'll take the eggs.
Okay. So you're going to ask Shaskis for some of the eggs?
Yeah, we're gonna ask Shaskis if she'd like our help in, if we could help by taking some of the eggs, and
Sure.
We'd probably need one other lizard folk to come with us to get
okay.
one of the eggs.
I mean, talk to me about that. What are you, like? Why are you taking another person with you?
To try and get more eggs.
Got it.
Try and get
Okay.
as many as
So just to reiterate, so there are basically bundles of these eggs in burlap sacks. They're something that you'll have to be careful with, but you can certainly ask for an escort. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that has nothing to do with it. It's completely up to you.
I feel like we should. I think it's a good idea.
We're using it as an excuse because hopefully the escort would actually know the way to the ziggurat, which we don't actually.
Okay.
But we don't want to give that away.
All right, so we finally got there. So, it's fine. So Shaskis, she kind of snaps, and this lizard folk over here, one of the Mistscales, he comes down. She says, "Will you please escort them to the ziggurat and take 2 bags of eggs? Let's try to save some of our young." So she hands one over to, well, which of you would like to take one of the bags of eggs? The other Mistscale is going to take the other one.
I'll take one.
All right. So Knobolas, you're going to take a bag of eggs, and then the other Mistscale is going to take it as well. So he looks down at you, and he says, "All right, we'll go back out this way." And he starts heading back towards where the barrels were.
Follow the dude.
All right. So you all follow him.
What's
Go
your
ahead.
name, buddy?
My name is
Chax. That's Chax. Chax. Chax.
Chax.
Yep. And,
All right, Chax. All right, Chax Mix, lead the way.
of course. All right. So Chax, so he starts heading to the north, up kind of towards the area that you hadn't been yet. As you do, well, we're getting pretty close, but we could do another area. So in this room, as you enter, let's just kind of get everybody up there. Assuming that you want to go, I don't necessarily want to drag you all, but I kind of do, so I'm going to. Whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
just
go ahead.
I don't.
I'm struggling
yeah.
because I've got 2 people under control at the same time, and so one.
That's fair.
Wall.
All right. So as you enter the next room, the light is a bit dimmer here, but you can clearly make out 2 humanoid figures. One, an elderly human cowering on the ground, and the other, an orc. Both are chained to the wall. As you enter the room, the orc stands to his feet, pulling defiantly at his chains, and he yells at you.
Take me and be done with this. I will not sit here waiting to be eaten.
His eyes dart back and forth to each of you like a trapped animal.
I think you're gonna sit there and wait to be eaten, buddy.
I mean, are y'all hungry? I mean, I'm not.
Okay? You just ate pork. Not that
All right.
Wait,
so
what's happening? Who's getting eaten? What's happening?
all right, so let me just paint this picture again. So in this room, there's a large cage that's made out of kind of bamboo. It's empty, but it's in this room. There are 2 humanoids that are chained to the wall. One of them is an old man. He's kind of cowering on the ground, not fetal position, but he's definitely like huddled against the wall. And then there's a large orc with like just huge muscles, and he's straining against his chains, and he's trying to pull him off the wall, and he's trying to act defiant toward you. He's like just, if you're gonna kill me, just do it.
Am I sure not my problem? That's what I say.
Yep. So
Just passing through.
all right. So Chax continues up towards the north. And what you see up there is there's a bridge that's going across, was going across a chasm. However, this bridge is cut in half. I'm going to add another light to this room, just because it's too hard to see. There you go. So in this room, there is a large bridge that's kind of going across this chasm. At the bottom of the chasm, you could see rushing water, and there's a number of stalagmites sticking out of the bottom of the water as well. Just essentially, it's a big spiky ravine, and the water is flowing at the bottom. It's water. It's not fog, but it's extremely rapid. Yes. So Chax says we need to cross this bridge. He looks a little surprised, as if it's new that it's not up.
Oh, damn. I'm like, how long has it been out?
Sorry, I kind of didn't paint a good picture. So this bridge was up. He is like, what the hell? Sorry.
Oh.
He looks back at you
we're
guys
also
like,
acting.
I kind of look at Jackson. I'm like, when's the last time you saw this bridge up?
Just yesterday. I was up here doing a patrol.
Who the hell sabotaged this bridge?
Yeah, who do you think would have sabotaged this bridge?
Big Shweta? Where you been?
It wasn't me. I wasn't even in here.
Booker.
Hey,
Yes.
McShweta's an old.
McShweta points at Booker.
Booker's a little cute crocodile. So like,
McShweta points at Booker. He likes to bite ropes. It's not me.
Booker.
Y'all know that Booker's a good boy. He wouldn't do that.
Exactly, he would never do that.
All right. So,
okay.
go ahead. Yep.
How wide is it? Like about the.
Pretty wide. We're talking. Actually, let me tell you exactly. So, about 25, 30 feet. It's pretty far.
Oh, damn.
Okay. How large is an orc?
An orc is a little taller than you are. It's not an ogre. It's not a big boy. He's a humanoid. You know, he's normal size. Just a big beefy guy.
I say we go back. That we just passed that area with the cage. If they're not using the cage right now, let's take the cage. It's made of strong bamboo. We could kind of dismantle it and lay it across so we can get across.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay. That's a good idea. All right. So you guys head back to the other room. tell me kind of what you're thinking. So how are you? So let me tell you more about this cage. So the cage is about 10 feet tall. It's designed to hold people. You saw the other guy marched out of the cave earlier, and then you all feasted on him. You've got these 2 people here. It's reasonable to assume that this is where they keep people until they eat them. However, the cage being empty, that's certainly an option. Something else that you see in this room is there's a door just past the human and the orc. So, yes.
I mean, I'm open to check a door.
Well, don't get too close to the... Yeah, I mean, he's chained to the wall.
They're chained up. They're fine.
Yeah.
Are they?
All right, Knobs. All right,
So-
Knobs, take your big rod over the door and see if what's
Hold on. Bill said they were chained to the wall. Are they not chained to the wall?
They are chained to the wall. However, I mean, they're chains. There's a little bit of play. What I'm trying to say is if you get too close, it might be a problem, but it also might not be. They're both pretty emaciated, even though the orc is not letting on to that because he's an orc.
Okay.
Just saying.
Can we have McShweta intimidate them a bit while we kind of go around them?
If you'd like to. McShweta is your puppy to deal with. So what would you like to do?
I mean, that is very intimidating.
I'd like her to intimidate both the orc and the human, just so they're a little more back into the wall and like away from us.
Sure. All right. So your intent is to head over to the door, Knobolas?
I think I want to check it. Yeah.
All right. So as you walk over to the door, McShweta, you kind of tell McShweta, whatever you tell her to say, like intimidate. McShweta starts drooling and she starts getting this look in her eye, just angry. She's willing to do kind of whatever you need. You've already saved her life a couple of times, so she's going to do what you ask. McShweta gets in between both you and the orc and she starts growling. She says, "Get back." And you're able to pass. The orc kind of goes back against the wall. He actually, sorry, let me roll for that real quick. I shouldn't just assume. Although it's going to be, I'm going to go advantage because he is chained to a wall and... Ooh, a 9. She's not very intimidating. Let me just do one thing real quick here. Oof. Yeah, no, he's not very intimidated, but he does stand there and he's just glaring at you. She's in a bit of danger where she is. I'll just say that.
Okay, Booker is also coming up, but I can't seem to just click Booker, so it's the 2 of us somehow. And he's like kind of behind her doing like almost a big brother sort of thing, even though he might be smaller, I don't know.
With stubby little legs. All right, that's fair. So at the moment you're basically you're kind of pinning this guy so you're able to walk past. Okay, that's fair. So Knobolas, you go up to the door and it is locked.
Can I investigate just to see if there's anything unique about it that might lead us to how to open it?
Sure. So it's actually a fairly simple door. It's made of wood. It's got kind of a metal bar on the bottom, metal bar on the top, but it is a pretty plain door. You get the impression it's basically just locked. Not necessarily a trick, nothing like that.
Okay. I thought I had a lock picking kit, but I don't think I have it. So we might need our expert lock picker to come over here and give it a try.
Hey, you talking to me over here? Let's go. Let's do this.
You do have thieves' tools. I just dropped them into your normal bag.
Okay.
You had them in your
backpack. I'll try to do it. I might as well give it a try.
Yeah,
sure.
Go for it, Knob.
All right, go for it.
So what do I do?
So open your inventory and click on the dice image right next to thieves' tools. They're under your tools subheader in your inventory.
Oh, there they are. Okay, gotcha.
All right. Click use thieves' tools.
You got a 12.
A 12. So with a 12, you are able to get through the door. However, it takes you a little bit of time, and anybody on the other side of that door would absolutely have heard it. We're talking like a minute and a half. So whatever's going on over there, they are well aware somebody's coming through the door.
Well, while I'm struggling with it, can I ask one of my friends to take my eggs?
Sure. Who are you going to give them to?
It's like a minute and a half. So at some point I'm going to turn around and be like, hey, can one of you guys grab these eggs?
Sure. I will say, so the eggs are in a burlap sack, and just for the sake of whatever technicality, like you're able to kind of get them into your bag or somehow have them in a situation where unless you are thrown up against a wall, they will be safe.
Okay, gotcha. Just want to make sure. Okay,
Yep.
never mind.
Now, so are you still going to keep the eggs on you, or are you going to?
Yeah, I'll keep my eggs.
Okay.
Real
right.
quick, while he's putzing around with the door, and Booker and McShwetter are intimidating the chain people, I'm going to ask the human guy, the one who seems less aggressive than the orc.
Sure.
Hey, like, how did we capture you? We get people all the time. Remind me where we grabbed you from.
So he looks up at you. What language are you speaking to him, just out of curiosity? Are you speaking common, or are you speaking just...
Yeah, I'm going with common, because I feel like...
Okay. So he does speak common. So he looks up at you, and he's... Why don't you make a persuasion check for me? He does not know that you are not... He does not know that you are not, a lizard. Ready to...
Any advantage because he's hungry and...
Because he's
and
hungry?
I'm the tallest of the lizard folk? Yeah, he's emaciated.
Tell you what, I'll lower the DC slightly. Go for it.
Okay.
Ooh, do you have a risky whiskey?
-1 on. Yes, I do. Okay.
Is it cast strength Knob Creek?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
They're used to doing it for shrooms, is all I gotta say.
Apologize to your husband for me. or tell him whatever. No. All right.
You're welcome.
Yeah, tell him you're welcome. Yeah.
After all this talk.
Oh, and you rolled the same thing.
Same roll.
All right. So even though you are a Mistscale, or appear to be one, you are still fairly short for a Mistscale. And although let's even just go this. He is...
Tall.
No, that's true. I remembered that as I said it. You are actually tall. However, he is terrified, and he doesn't know what's happening, and he simply just can't respond.
He's just not processing.
He's just saying, "Don't eat me! Don't eat me!"
Fine.
All right, so Knobolas, you are eventually able to open up the door. As you do, I will give you guys this. So you see Yona. She is in the middle of what can only be described as like a arcane rune symbol, a circle of arcane runes. She's surrounded by candles. In front of her is a large skull with candle wax dripping down it. There's a number of different implements and items on her table in front of her, and she seems to be deep within a trance. And that's where we're going to end the episode for tonight.
Oh, damn.
So,
I know a pentagram when I see one. Come on, I'm like.
I feel like we should let her do her thing. Like,
well, we don't know what she's doing, and you guys
I don't know
don't.
what she's doing, but I have a feeling that's the room Alessio's got to get into. Just saying.
remind me. No, Yona was not the one. Sorry, Yona wasn't.
Yeah, no,
the
I
one
get
that
confused. I thought
Knobolas
Yona was the
helping
one
her.
yelling commands. Is not the same person. I'm confused.
No, that was Shaskis.
No,
Okay.
so Yona is the one that sealed the cave. She is the clan's shaman, and she is currently the de facto leader of the clan. Because Kuto and Nask is gone, Kuto's dead, she's in charge.
Okay, Nask was the one that Knobolas. I know we don't know this, but as players,
Yes.
that-
Yeah.
No, Kuto was the one.
helping.
Kudo, I'm sorry.
Nask
you were
was
helping get power.
All right. Nask was the original leader of the clan. You guys are killing my cliffhanger, by the way. All right, so Nask was the original leader of the clan. He got defeated by Kuto in that battle, thanks to all of that WWF stuff that you guys were doing to help out Kuto. So Nask left. Nask is gone. Kuto was killed by Agnomeio during the Null attack. Yona assumed control of the clan, ran inside, sealed up the cave, disappeared into this room. You guys did everything that you did tonight. You just discovered her in the middle of something, and that's where we're ending.
All right.
Got it.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Attention span of, a 2-year-old. That's fine. No, that's fine. It's been weeks. That's totally fair. You guys don't think about this nearly as much as I do. All right. So thank you, everybody, for joining us here again on Dungeons and Drams. I hope you have an awesome rest of your night. Thank you all for playing. And thank you, everybody who hung out all night. So anybody have anything else to say? Otherwise, we're good.
No, Happy New Year, everybody. Risky whiskey.
Happy New Year. Risky whiskey.
True.
Cheers.
Happy New Year.
Risky rum.